Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Happy Cinco de Eero. I'm Mark Arajanian, the Director of Marketing for Next Level and your MC for the next hour. And we are super excited to be the first to host an event for the new Eero PoE Gateway. We have a jam-packed hour starting with Ring, and then we're going to get into the new gateway. But before we do so, let me take a second to introduce our presenters for the next hour. First off, we have Tommy Leonard. He is the Eastern Account Manager with Ring, and he's going to go over great ways to utilize the Eero network with the endless possibilities with the Ring ecosystem. And then we have Pete Hollenhorst. He is the National Sales Manager for Eero. He's going to go over what we're all here for, the new Eero PoE Gateway, which will be able to power multiple Eero PoE units and other PoE devices for maximum coverage and performance. So, outline for the next hour real quick. We're going to start with Tommy. He's going to go over some things with Ring with you guys. We're going to do a little Q&A. All you got to do is just type in your question after he's done. I'll go ahead and ask those questions to Tommy, and then we will switch it over to Pete, who's going to go over the Eero Gateway. Same thing. You guys have questions, just go ahead and type them in, and I will go ahead and get them answered from Pete. And then finally, at the end of all this, we are going to be raffling off the new Eero Gateway. So if you're in here, stay here, because at the end, in an hour, I'm going to tell everybody who is going to win the new Eero Gateway. So without further ado, Tommy, you're there, buddy, right?
I am indeed, friend. How are you?
Good. So I talk to you, at least a couple of times a month. You got just an incredible perspective. I know you're going to go over this, but you were a dealer, so you are super relatable to everybody, and I appreciate you being here going over your products with everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo to you. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, we talk constantly because I like selling. I really like my job. I'm one of those guys. I sell toys for a living, let's call it for what it is, and I get to talk to dealers who are really good at installing them. So can you guys all hear me okay? Am I coming in clear? It looks like Mark is frozen, but I don't know if that's him or me. So a little concerned. All right, awesome. Thank you for popping in there, Nick. So while I pull up my screen here, I'll give you a little bit of background about me. If you have not met me, my name's Tommy Leonard. I live in New Jersey. I am the East Coast account manager for Ring. So I cover Canada and the United States from as east as you can go to about the Pittsburgh line. And I don't know what I just did there. I think I hit my camera button. There we are. My journey in AV started at Best Buy all the way back in 2004, put in about 12 years there, worked my way up to the Magnolia Design Center GM role. And then I left because it wasn't what I thought it was. And now it's gone, I believe. So from there, I ended up in the AV world. I worked for some manufacturers, AudioQuest. I'm here at Ring now. I also ran 3 real estate offices for 2.5 years for Keller Williams. So I've gotten a taste of just about everything. I've knocked on doors for a dozen different reasons. And I'm excited to talk to you guys today because I expect you guys to know about Ring. I know that you know what our products do, but there are some things that I feel we have under-communicated about the integration capabilities and some of the value for your consumer, for you, for your distributor, and for me, frankly. So I think we can have a really good time talking today, but drop your questions in. I'm going to be really quick. I want to get to the Q&A as quickly as possible because you guys don't need me to tell you how Ring cameras work. You just want to know how they're going to help your customers be happier spending more money. So I wanted to start with this slide. This is our map of the United States. If you find yourself outside of the green zone and you need a phone call and you need someone to talk to, or it's just later in the day and I'm not answering my phone at 7 o'clock because I'm doing something else, call Roman. He's on the West Coast. It's only 4 o'clock there. So save his phone number. He and me and this team, we talk every day. We're all very well versed on what each other are working on. So you can call anybody on this list, except for maybe Kirk. He's a little busy. But Todd, Roman, Rich, and myself are all here to be resources if and when you need us. As we get into Ring, I really want to talk about a couple things. I want to talk about versatility. I want to talk about brand recognition, and I want to talk about scaling and expandability. So first, we're going to talk about the versatility standpoint of that, right? So when we talk about Ring to an end consumer, most people go, oh yeah, the doorbells. Well, we have 61 top line products. And the one that I want to talk the most about today is the Ring Pro. In a kit, out of a kit, in a job site security case, out of a job site security case, doesn't matter. The Ring Alarm Pro is maybe the most pigeonhole named product in that entire distribution warehouse, because it sounds like it's just an alarm hub, which it is, but it's also a Z-Wave hub. It's also a battery backup that's 24 hours built in. It's got an AT&T LTE chip built in. It's got an Eero 6 built in that supports up to 900 megabytes per second over 1,500 square feet. It allows them to have a guest network in the house. It allows them to have Eero Secure and Eero Pro so that it can be remotely managed from far. We're going to get into some creative ways to use that, but let's think of this product. I always thought of it as I have a certain amount of room on my truck. And I was an automation dealer. So with a Ring Alarm Pro, it can be a router, it can be an extender, it can be a bridge, it can be in double NAT mode, it can be the backup for my internet, it can be the NVR for my OnVIF or Ring cameras, it can be my Z-Wave hub for my door locks. The bottom line is it fits in just about every home. And since everywhere we go is either a home or a business, and if we go to a business, the people at the business live in a home, we get to talk about this kind of a lot. So there are two different alarms, and I want to make a very clear distinction about them now. The Alarm 2nd Gen is a Z-Wave hub that has alarm cellular backup and all that, but it is not a router. One we're talking about today is the Alarm Pro. We see it on the right here. It starts at $249. It has the built-in Eero Wi-Fi 6 router. It has 24/7 backup internet, and that backup internet can be provided when this unit is an extender. So if you're already putting an Eero network in, or you have already put an Eero network in, we can reach back out to that customer and say, hey, I would like to add another Eero node, but it has these 30 other features. Well, my favorite is when we get the 3-pack and we're installing the 3-pack on the other side of the gateway after a switch, hopefully, right? We got the whole thing set up. Let's swap one of those for a Ring Alarm Pro, and now let's have the battery backed up and remote monitoring conversation. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why would I need Ring to be able to do the remote monitoring? Well, we'd also want to be able to remote monitor Ring. And I know that this is going to generate a lot of questions, but you can kind of do that already. So if your system is set up like mine, where the Eero system is acting in lieu of the Chime network to set up all of your cameras, when something is added or falls off the network, I get a little notification in my Eero app. So if my spotlight camera, the battery dies for whatever reason, there's a solar panel on it, but if the battery dies, I get a notification that it's not on the network anymore, and I named it specifically. So I'm getting a notification as my own network management system company saying, hey, your spotlight camera over the shed is no longer connected to the network. And I could say, hey, I could call myself and say, hey, Tommy, it looks like your spotlight camera's not working. I'd love to come out and figure out why and provide you a solution that stops this from happening. So when I'm thinking about this Alarm Pro as a member of these Eero networks, I'm not talking about you going in and pitching Ring. I'm not talking about you tearing the vinyl off your truck so you can wrap it in Ring. I'm happy if you want to do that too. But what I'm saying is, while we're already winning with Eero, let's get our foot in the door and what I like to say is swap one product for 61 conversations. We start with battery backup, then we talk about doorbells. Then we say, by the way, it's also a Z-Wave hub, so I can throw a flood and freeze sensor in the basement. By the way, I can also extend the network even further, just like I did with your Eero. So Alarm Pro can be an extender. There is no need to change your network configuration. We do not need to make the Alarm Pro the primary router and then branch off from there anymore. We can get all the same benefits of doing that without restricting to saying, hey, we're not going to use the gateway. We're not going to use an Eero 6 Plus or Pro. We're not going to get an even faster speed for our customer. Put this on as a member of the network, the least used area of the house, right? The one that covers the backyard. So there's no loss of backup internet. You can still use the new Gateway or the Gateway Pro. I am wildly excited about it. I kind of hope I win the contest. I don't think I'm allowed to, but that doesn't mean that I don't get to be hopeful. So I'm gonna cling to that hope with everything. The only con to it is, and it won't be a con on this call, is it only works that way within Eero. You can't add it as an extender on another manufacturer and still provide backup internet. So we love Eero. Another nice benefit is our power packs, each one having 8 hours of additional battery. They also work on the Eero extenders. So if you're like me and you did a lot of 3-piece Eero systems in the past, a lot of 28 square foot houses who have a patio, they want to cover like 4,100 square feet. So we get them to 4,500. And then we go and say, hey, right before I leave, I would hit them again with the, oh, and how long would you want your network to stay up and running, cameras, Wi-Fi, etc., when there's no power or internet? And just let them answer. Don't tell them I can give you a day. Because the truth is you can give them a day and hook it up just like this. You had the 3 underneath the Alarm Pro. That's technically 2 days for that. Put 3 under each Eero extender. That's going to get you 24 hours per extender. But what's stopping you from putting another day in the closet pre-charged or a week downstairs in the basement charged? But the point is, with the world the way that it is, we can be providing days and days and days of backup power and give them $20 a month option for 3 gigs of backup internet with $3 per gig overage on the Eero system that you're already using as just a benefit of, hey, thank you for doing an Eero system. I have a great upgrade. It's actually through Ring, which sounds weird because it doesn't involve a doorbell, but it's great service. So it's a nice, fun conversation to have. Plus, if you're having the battery backup conversation, you might as well look at their doorbell on the front and go, I noticed now that your network is battery backed up, the floodlight over your garage and your doorbell isn't backed up. So why don't we get you a new battery doorbell plus, which is hardwired with a battery backup, and I'll swap that floodlight out for a spotlight camera with a hardwired kit so that your spotlight cam, your doorbell, and your network all stay up battery backed up in the event of something happening. So we get to have these circular conversations over and over and over again that are all shining light on a problem, telling them what the solution is, and the solution just happens to be you and me. Ring Edge, I want to just breeze by this. Ring Edge is local video storage. You can put up to 1 terabyte in there. So you can have all of your cameras, all your doorbells record locally to Ring Edge. This is also where the on-VIF process happens. So if you are doing on-VIF with Ring, it can be finicky, but it does work great. You could say, hey, you got an Eero network. I see you have some on-VIF cameras. If I add one more $250 unit with some labor, all of this will work together in one single app and be backed up. And then the last part is brand recognition, guys. I always say this, your clients are buying Ring from somebody. They might as well buy it from you, right? We're all over the place. We have a full lineup. But when we talk about brand recognition, a lot of people already have this app in their pocket. And maybe they don't. But it's not always worth the fight. But when I talk about brand recognition, we know that you're not going to change your business or buy a home in Fiji for $8 million because you added a Ring offer to your Eero. But being able to solve more problems and create more long-term clients who are constantly calling you and buying things from you is what we're really looking for, right? I would much rather somebody call me every single month and go, what's up with this new TV? Hey, should I get this new router? Than just buy from me once and vanish forever. The last part is the scalability and the expandability. The Ring Alarm Pro is a Z-Wave hub. So if you're having a conversation about a network and you pitch the lock and they're like, I don't know if I need that right now. Well, adding the Ring Alarm Pro as one of those Eero extenders gives you the ability to pepper them with an email or a social media or calls afterwards to say, hey, if you ever change your mind about that lock, here are my top 5 suggestions, and your system is already ready for it. Wink. So we have Z-Wave integration, we have Wi-Fi integration, sidewalk integration, arm, disarm, scheduling guest access, people with second homes, people with rental properties. These are full solutions we could give to people. You own 10 Airbnbs in the Poconos? Cool. Let's put Ring systems on them. Let's give guest access, no cameras in weird places, and let's raise the price of your Airbnb because people actually feel safe living in the woods for 4 days. I always bring this one up because it's a major question we get, the hardwire kit for the Alarm Pro. That Alarm Pro or the alarm, you can add this in. You can go ahead and hardwire all of your contact sensors or take over a hardwired kit. It allows us also, it's a Ring smart lighting hub. So on top of partnering with all of our friends at Lutron and Leviton and GE and all the other great lighting companies, we can also say, hey, you could go with Ring lighting. And while you're walking out the door, they go, hey, would those work in the front yard instead of those broken Home Depot lights that I bought 10 years ago that never worked because I never used the keypad that is basically a VCR in the wall? Yeah, they'll work. Let me go grab some out of my truck. It'll take me 10 minutes and I'll get out of here. They're going to buy it from somebody. Why not you? The Alarm Pro is also the basis of a job site security kit. So if you want to target businesses, boat marinas, builders, any type of renovation, anywhere where people are leaving stuff they don't want to get stolen, have one of these kits around, bring it out, put it down, add an Eero extender if it needs to be a bigger area, add more, have that backup internet. But Eero is the reason that the job site security kit works. We have AT&T funneled through Eero. We could have a security system for your tree stand in the woods to make sure it's not on the daily walking path of a bear. There are some really cool solutions that we can create. I'm not going to go through the integrations because we pretty much know those. I want to get to the rest of it because I want to hear about this gateway. I hope I generated enough questions or curiosity that you're thinking, might be cool to add a couple of Ring Alarm Pros instead of that third Eero extender to add those conversations, maybe create a little curiosity and FOMO with my customer, but most of all, get to a point where I'm providing solutions to problems that they now know they have, and that solution is me, the installer. So pretty not bad. 15 minutes. I pretty much hit the nail on the head. Let's see what questions we have.
Not bad at all. I think one of the questions that one of the things I wanted to talk with you about, Tom, and we've talked about this a bunch. Some of the applications that you've discussed with me when you were a dealer. I think the big one was the pizza shop application, right? Can you tell that story? I mean, just things like that, I think, really generate interest for what our guys can do with it.
Right. So let's think about it. We're out at a job site. Our tech and our programmer and our helper go out to lunch at the local pizza place, which is in the strip mall. Well, what do all local businesses have? They have an alarm. They have Wi-Fi. They, in 2023, should have a well-maintained guest network where people can come in and attach to their Wi-Fi. And then they all have front and back doors and employees and cameras. So here's what's cool. Right. The guys go to lunch, they sit down at the pizza place, they look up and they see a camera that they know is an OnVIF camera. They pull out their phone and they see Johnny's Pizza does have Wi-Fi, but it's like a 30-digit named Wi-Fi thing that just says Johnny's Pizza at the end. So they're like, wow, the pizza place I'm at has poorly maintained Wi-Fi that's probably not remote managed. I'm sure the alarm is hooked up the same way. And they have cameras that I can in tune with. You could, while you're eating the pizza, look over and go, hey, man, I could make your network better, keep this place safe, and have all of your cameras in the ring.
I think you cut out there, Tommy.
And pay X amount of dollars for a network with a, and then cameras that can be incorporated in. So for me, it's if you're anywhere, you can pitch this solution.
Well, Tommy, dude, thank you so much. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you to win the gateway. All right. So
I know a guy. I do know a guy.
You do? Could you introduce me?
I would love to make your world better. However, I got to tell you that one of these lucky people at the end if you stick around with us all the way through, is going to be the big winner. They're going to get the whole enchilada. It'll
Well,
be
I'll
one of the
tell you
first
what.
percent.
What if we sweeten that? If I threw in an Alarm Pro, would you send that with them so they could hook it up to their new gateway?
I like
Oh,
that. Look at that.
this is
You know
why we
what?
like having dual trainings here.
This is why I don't tell you
who
things
else-
ahead of time. I like to be exciting.
Brother. So you know what?
So
As
is
a
that
turn,
one person, or should we say, yeah, it should be a whole, that is the whole enchilada, isn't it?
that is the whole
Yeah.
enchilada, Tommy. Seriously,
Yeah.
brother. So what that means is on one of those ports for the Eero gateway, we're just going to come right out. We're going to hardwire to that. Imagine that hardwire. Who
Dude,
doesn't
it's going
love
to be
hardwire?
awesome. Yeah, it's going to be killer.
That's a good segue.
It is.
Sure
It is.
is.
So, Mark, I can't wait. Literally here at Next
Thanks, Howie.
Level. Here at
Yep.
Next Level, you guys are groundbreaking. Today, we're going to talk about the one product everybody's been wanting to go through, and that's Cat 6 cable. No, we wouldn't talk just about cable. We're going to talk about the Eero Gateway. I love cable in a big way, but what I love more for this channel is hardwire. So Tommy always does an absolutely fantastic job. Tommy's got more solutions, more answers, I think, than any other single company that's out there. They do a really good job, and grateful to have him. So today, Mark, if it's okay with you, we're going to get in. We're going to talk
Let's
a
go.
lot.
Let's
We're
go.
going to
Let's
talk a
do it.
lot about the Eero
Thanks,
gateway.
Pete. Yeah.
Good stuff. So you should see this up on screen, right? You've seen my presentation.
Yes.
Up. I am presenting awesome. So let me just get to the gut and then look, if you know me, hopefully a handful of you do. If you know me, I've been in the industry dealing with the Pro Channel for about 22 years. I know Pro Channel because I am Pro Channel. Every bit of what I've done. If you've hung an OLED TV in the last 10 years, you're welcome. I went to Korea for a very long time, brought that product back to market. If you still see a DVHS player, that was me at JVC. Sharp TV, if you like yellow pixels, that was me too. Some of them are really good, Mark, and some of them not so good. But look, the reason why I came here at Eero is literally our mission and vision lines up exactly with what it is that you all are doing. And these aren't just words on a screen. This is stuff that we live by. Our overall mission here at Eero, my personal mission, along with Emily Zahala, is to make the technology in our homes just work. We're invited in to the most intimate of places. You know, as Tommy talks about a pizza shop, that for me, Mark, that's an intimate place. Burritos here in Yuma, Arizona, would probably be a little bit more intimate. That's there, but you know, this is the place where people go to heal. This is the place where people go to earn, where people go to learn. We've got people at home right now working from this. Our job is to make technology in your customers' homes just work so that it's a flawless experience, not only for the customer, but for you. I want you guys to think about, and I say guys, everybody, to think about how many times you've had to go back on an Eero job, you know, and think about other networking solutions that are out there. If you've had to go back more than twice, you've lost the profitability on that job. Most of the time, the profits are so thin. With Eero, hopefully you haven't had to do that. Our vision every day, and what we get up every single day and go to work on, is we want to deliver the perfect internet experience for everyone. That means you, the custom installer, in every home, and not just with Eero, not just with Ring, but we want to make sure that we're flawlessly connecting to a variety of different products and really transitioning that house to home. It's a big deal. I'm decoupling a network right now. I'm getting ready to move over the weekend, and I'll know that I'm home when the Ring doorbell just works. I'll know that I'm home when the TV connects directly to the internet. I'll know, you know, that I'm home when I walk in the house and my phone just automatically grabs the network and stays with me through all 2,200 square feet. It's a really big deal. We're the company that says yes. And, you know, are we getting to the Eero Gateway? Yes, we are getting to the Eero Gateway. But we're that flexible solution. Most of the time when you come in and you're going to do Eero, you're going to use that ISP modem, and then you're going to run the router in bridge mode. If you need to double NAT, and that's becoming more and more popular, that's out there, we say yes as well. And then the other big one is, you know, we're dealing with a home control system, Elan, Savant, Control 4, run your own bridge mode. I don't have a problem giving up the head unit. There's a lot of great products that are out there. If you like the Ubiquity platform as a head unit but need stellar access points, we can do that. But the one thing that we can do that provides one of the most flexible setup opportunities that's out there is really work with the Pro channel. Hopefully you guys have been pretty impressed with what we've done, and Next Level was one of the first out of the gate to have the Eero PoE 6. It wasn't widely available, but you could get it right here at Next Level. Today, we're going to talk about the Eero PoE Gateway. We're taking pre-orders for that, and then we're going to talk a lot about really good software that comes through. And again, all of this product just so naturally works with everything at Ring. Tommy and I and Rich have been on a kick for the last, God, it feels like the last 4 months, but I'm such a believer in the Ring Alarm Pro, the base stations, the power packs, just the total solution. Tommy literally is probably the best improv artist I've ever seen. They have an answer. We're literally making things easier and simpler for pro installers across the board. Let's talk a little bit about this total package. Today, officially, we're going to talk about the Eero PoE 6 and the Eero PoE Gateway that's there. These are two products amongst a whole host of products that we have planned over the next several years to do just exclusively for the Pro channel. Now, look, we're an Amazon-owned company. We are going to have this product up at every place that we can make it available. However, you have my promise, you have my guarantee. These products will never go on sale. These will be at full MSRP. There's every reason here to be successful with this product and to be able to get through and do some really amazing things with it. So let's take a quick look at how to elevate your Wi-Fi. Look, the simple biggest and best impact that you can make inside your customer's house and have master packs of this product. They're available in 12 in a box, is the Eero PoE 6. Now we say PoE 6, it's not just a PoE device. Take a 15-watt power supply and you're going to be able to put this product out into the as a desktop solution. This is something that your customer, as a desktop solution with an external 15-watt power supply that's out there, this is something that they can't get at a Best Buy. This is something that they can't get at Amazon at all. The other thing, though, is that when we talk about the PoE 6, what we're talking about is a wired solution. And a wired solution is always going to be the preferred area that we go to if you can run cable. If you can run cable, that's why you're here for the Eero Gateway. But if you can run cable, oh my goodness. We take a dual band in a 2x2 configuration because it's dual band. We're able to bring in high-speed data, wireless data at up to 1.6 with a wired backhaul and a very, very stable network. But more importantly, we're providing just an area that your customer never has to willingly see Wi-Fi again. We're providing something that a customer walks into and they just see that negative space because it's a white unit that is a single SKU solution, not a mating collar or anything else. Goes right up into the ceiling. You're able to pull cable. It's incredible. And then you've got a fantastic option for a remote network managed solution that is wired by you. It is a profitable job across the board. And if you'll just start using this unit exclusively outside of the gateway, you've got a solution that's always going to generate the most profit for you. That's always going to give you the most flexible options that are out there across the board and at a really strong profit price point that's out there. This is today and every day this is going to be sold at a retail price point of $299. You want to take a look at your Next Level price book right now for this unit. Take the cost that you're buying it at and divide it by the $300 that we're selling it at. That's pure profit back for you guys if you'll take advantage of it. This also has incredible SMB applications, light commercial applications. When was the last time, as Tommy talks about a pizza joint, I'm going to tell you that one of my favorite places to go are bar and grills. In good times, people eat and drink. In bad times, people drink. This is a perfect unit to be able to come into. If you look at that image at the lower left-hand side, that big belly button or that small belly button, that is a Kensington lock. take a steel tether, insert one end to the unit for the Kensington lock, or with the Kensington lock on the other end, take that steel tether, go right into a cross beam. This is a product that can't be stolen from a laundromat. This is a product that can't be lifted off of a back patio that's covered. This is a really, really, really strong unit. But look, I'm teasing y'all. This isn't the reason why you're here. This one is. So this is the Eero PoE gateway, and I'm telling you, this is an act of love. We are taking pre-orders on this. This will ship before the end of the quarter, probably more likely early June. That's out there, but this is exactly what you came for and what the industry has been looking for. No other place are you going to be able to find both a router and a switch that is combined. In no other place are you going to find a switch at a 2.5 gigabit times 7 that's powered for PoE up to just standard PoE configurations with a pooled power budget of 100 watts at this lower price point. And I'm going to make the bold statement right now. There is nothing out there right now except for the Eero PoE gateway that's got not one, but two 10 gigabit, and you heard me correctly, two 10 gigabit Ethernet ports as the input. So there is headroom here as your ISP, as your telecom begins to expand their speeds, and you're already legitimately seeing it. And I just don't want to hear it that I live in a small area. I am moving to a town of 750 people, and they're offering me on the East Coast, and they're offering me right now gig speed for $50 a month. 2.5 gig is available to me at $80 a month. This is in realm. This is what your customers are looking for. And more importantly, this is a wave here that you can ride and get profitable on by doing the Eero Pro 6E, by doing the Eero PoE 6, but more importantly, bringing in this PoE gateway, taking advantage of the headspace that's created, taking advantage of a wired configuration that's out there. So let's take a quick look at this. What you're getting here is a wired head unit that is rack mountable, shelf mountable, does a really incredible job. Up to 9.4 gigabit per second upload. Again, just a little bit of data conversion that goes on. You've got on this, you've got 8 PoE capable 2.6 gigabit, I'm sorry, 2.5 gigabit ports that are out there with 100 watts of pooled power. That means 7 of those are going to be able to work with a great Ring PoE solution, an OnViv camera solution across the board. Setup could not be easier. Come out of your ONT, come out of your modem, go directly to this unit, put us in the DMZ, and then just get to pull in wire, bring everything back to this unit that's out there. And it is a beautiful piece. If you're still working with network racks, we've got you. If you've got a back mechanical closet, we've got you as well. And then this is it's a really strong unit. Pictures of it being set up on the front end and what you're able to do with this. You can cascade this if you need more than 7 ports. We're going to give you that capability that's out there to daisy chain this. Come in with another Eero gateway, or Mark, I'm betting at Next Level has some incredible aftermarket switches that I can come back in and tie in and expand on. If I'm working with a budget, I'd prefer you to do Eero gateways, just stack. But if you need to bring in a third-party AV switch or ISP switch, I'm sorry, data switch, we've got that capability as well. That 140 watt power supply is a big deal for me. What you're going to see over the next 2 to 5 years is manufacturers starting to shirk you on accessories. They're going to force you to buy something. I just bought a new MacBook and I'm amazed for the price point, not even a dongle. Not even the ability on the laptop itself, but just not even the dongle included on that. So really, really awesome opportunity here for this 140 watt power supply. It's included in the box that will give you 100 watts of pooled power across. This is the default unit. If you were doing light commercial, if you were doing SMB, if you were doing residential at over 3,000 square feet and you have the ability to pull cable, this is your solution. Nobody else is doing this as cleanly with a router and switch all in one tying up less space in your rack, doing it as affordably, and with the amount of headroom that you're getting with not one, but two 10 gigabit Ethernet ports coming in and out of the unit, and then more importantly, 8 2.5 gigabit ports that are out there. This is the solution that you want to bring in and start to use. I am amazed that I had the time to go through and do a quick chalkboard talk, but let me just show this to you. Today, and until this product ships, you're going to take your modem or ONT, come out of that, hook that up to an Eero router, take advantage of a good third-party switch. You know, Legrand's got some amazing products. I'm a big fan of what Ian's doing at Intelenet that's out there. And then I'm going to bring in whatever variety of Eero PoE 6s, and I can go wireless. I can mix with Eero. We can go wired or wireless, or I can do a hybrid configuration. I can eliminate that costly third-party switch by going over to the Eero PoE gateway, and I can still take advantage of a wired and wireless network with no issues whatsoever. Just a quick configuration. Again, the ONT, come out to the Eero gateway. I can do this up to 7 times and be able to power all of these units and still bring in additional units. It is a completely wired unit. There is nothing wireless about the Eero PoE gateway. I take this and I make great Wi-Fi, or I give the capability of powering other great Wi-Fi devices, or some really amazing camera systems, or something else that needs to be powered via PoE that's out there, and bring data back in. Our lineup this year could not be any more crisp and strong for you. If you're looking for dual band, I've got the Eero 6 Plus that's available at Next Level right now. The Eero Pro 6E, this is also available at Next Level right now. This is a tri-band unit, multi-gig. This gives you Wi-Fi, not only Wi-Fi 6, but the Wi-Fi 6E capability, so that I can start to work with the new Rokus. I can work with the Fire TV Max, any of the new Samsung TVs at the higher end, where I'm prioritizing that 6 gigahertz band. You've been using the Eero PoE 6. Dan Schilling's done a really, really good job of making sure that you're in stock with this. Eero PoE 6 gives you Wi-Fi 6. It gives you great multi-gig wireless capability at a very affordable price point that's out there, over 40 points of margin. And then we're really proud to talk about the Eero PoE 6 PoE Gateway. Pre-ordering, I think, Mark, just opened up or is getting ready to open up for you all, so that you guys can talk about this across the board, or it's coming up very, very quickly that's out there. We literally have a price point for every budget, for every configuration that you're looking for. If I'm going into small condominiums, MDU, Eero 6 Plus is going to do a great job. Eero Pro 6E literally becomes your Swiss Army knife. It is the product that ends your issues or concerns about networking, because it works in any configuration. If you're looking for the exclusive solution, the gentleman's solution, Eero PoE 6, and if you add in an optional power supply, Eero PoE 6 is just an absolute game changer. And then the reason why you were all here is that Eero PoE gateway that's going to do a fantastic job across the board. Look, I'm just asking, take a look at the networking solutions that you're using today. Do they truly make the connected home come to life? Are they ubiquitous? Well, that's kind of a laugh, but is it a ubiquitous solution? Does it work with everything? Does it work flawlessly with everything? Is it more than just a connectivity platform? With Eero, we work really well with Ring. We work really well with other companies and other devices. Just the partnership with Ring opens up so many additional partnerships across the board. And when you're building a system, are you building a network, or are you building that central nervous system of the home? Does everything just work? And is it something that is simple, reliable, and repeatable, so you can install it, remotely manage it from afar, and never have to worry about really good networking again? I've got some awesome people. Tommy talks about his team. I've got an awesome team based out of Austin, Texas. They're US based. Our hours are really incredible. This is the Eero Pro support. You want to get your phone out right now. Really want to get your phone out. This is lifetime support, meaning good customer service for your customer, 1-866-754-7286, 1-866-754-7286. And you can also reach them at pro@eero.com. Now, the other thing that you can do is if you're on this call, you should already be registered at pro.eero.com. You should already be registered at pro.eero.com. And if you're not, if you'll scan this QR code, we'll take you to a page today where you can go through and register, get some great handouts, things like that. All right, so we've got, I went a little bit fast, Mark, but why don't we take a quick look here at some of the questions that are coming up and where to go.
Yeah, do you see some of the questions if you want to start addressing them, or I could read them to you? I mean,
yeah,
it's up to you.
Let's go. All right, so big question from David Meyer. Will the gateway allow for multiple SSIDs? Oh, actually, Mark, you got a couple. I was going to the bottom there, but we can start there. Actually, David, I promise you we're going to get to you. Will Eero offer an outdoor AP in the future? Yeah, this is something that we are planning to do. We know that this is the #1 most requested area. So what we're going to do for sure is offer this. It won't be immediate, but I promise you by next summer, we should have something. Great question. Will Eero offer an additional add-on PoE switch with the gateways for projects? I'm sorry, Mark, if you can scroll up, I've got
oh yeah,
policy. Yep. So that I can see that. I just can't see the bottom of that, Mark. Will Eero offer an additional add-on PoE switch to go along with the gateway for projects that, and I can't.
We'll have multiple PoE 6s. They'll have multiple PoE 6s.
Yeah. So right now you've got a PoE switch with the Eero gateway today. You can stack that. The question is, I think the question right now is Eero going to get into the PoE switch business? No. We're going to get into the gateway business. There's some really good providers today. If you need a lower cost option than the gateway, once the gateway's been established, I'd really encourage you to take a look at some of the great offerings from Luxel and from Intelenet that both do a really good job. Let's take a look at some of the other questions here. Wow, lots of great questions. Oh, Chris Cowdery. Awesome. Good to see you, Chris. All right, so Kelly in Key West, Xfinity's modem turns off their Ethernet ports when it's put into bridge mode. Kelly, I hear that. I just moved to an Xfinity neighborhood, or I'm in the process of moving, and I'm learning all the proclivities that are there. I will tell you what I'm planning to do is I'm going to put up with their tomfoolery. I'm going to put up with their tomfoolery, Kelly, for a little bit, but I'm going to bring my own modem in. And that's a quick workaround. By the way, if you're not stocking a modem in your car, if you're not taking advantage of a modem in your total package offering, you really should take a quick look. All right, Chris, with that great question about the outdoor AP, yes, not today, but very much. And Kelly with a good one. All right, well, I also offer, we've talked about that, the PoE switch. And then David, multiple SSIDs. Look, I hear you on the multiple SSIDs to a degree. If we're talking about multiple SSIDs, because we're talking about a 5,000 square foot deployment, we're talking about a 1%, 2% customer, and you want to be able to walk in and take advantage of network and be able to network behind the scenes, I get that. If we're talking about multiple SSIDs because I want to put in a dedicated IoT network together, I'm telling you that today you can take any of your legacy 2.4 devices that are out there, go into our settings, temporarily disable 2.4, temporarily disabled 5 gigahertz so that your 2.4 connect. If you're suggesting, David, that you want just a dedicated 2.4 network, I also hear that to a degree, but I'm telling you, I run daily over 100, I've got teenage kids, teenage friends of kids that are coming through daily on my network. I've got somewhere between 103 and 120 devices daily. I've got a whole string of dedicated IoT with a mixture of Echo Shows, Echo Dots, Fire Sticks. The whole house is powered by Fire Sticks across the board. I've got a dedicated, my own house blend of dedicated IoT. and I'm running seamlessly on top of an Eero network with no issues. But I do hear you. Other manufacturers have tried this. Um, they've been successful or they've been messy, or meshy, but other companies have tried this and not done as well. All right. Can I repost the phone number? I'm gonna read it out loud for you. Give me a sec to pull it up off my phone. I should know this by the off the top of my head, but let me pull it up. So for those of you in the cheap seats out there, this is an awesome area that you can come to. 1-866 754-7286, 1-866-754-7286. Chris, there is a name I haven't seen for a while. Comcast wireless TV boxes will not communicate in bridge mode. Just use Eero as a separate network off of, yeah, that's, I'm telling you, these cable companies are always looking for their own. All right, I love it. We're going with a little bit of Cinco de Mayo. Can the Eero P06 be ceiling and wall mounted without affecting signal propagation? Pedro, fantastic question. One of the easier things here that you can do is put it in ceiling. Now you can put it up on wall. There is the array is just going to be slightly off, but I'm running actually in my garage. There was no easy way to get into the ceiling. So in my garage, I'm running a dedicated wall mounted area. What I would try to do is put this for a wall mount. I would try to go high and I would try to go as middle of the room without being obtrusive as you can. You don't want to go, you definitely don't want to go low. You want to go high, and the more into the middle of the room just to get better propagation is how I would do that. But yeah, you are correct in saying there's a little bit of a call out that's out there. Mark, if you don't mind, I so rarely get to talk to Tommy when we're here together. And Tommy, if you're still with us and listening, I was hoping just,
I'm
in
here.
the final two, you're always here and taking good care of me.
I told you I like my job. This is the best part of my day, talking
It
about
is.
how to pull stuff to people who need things.
Brother, I go right from here to having a meeting about why my TPS reports weren't filled out in triplicate.
Well,
That's
just
out there.
if you don't have the head, you got to have that front page, or
Yeah,
your
no,
your
the cover sheet. Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's
cover
horrible, and
sheet.
the red stapler missing. So my big question to you, because we talk about this across the country, but as we're talking with next level customers, if there was one single product to make sure that you have inventory on the truck if these guys, so that we minimize the go backs, we're walking into a customer's house unaided, what is the one product right now for Ring that opens up so much more possibility down the road, a follow-up discussion, anything else? What if, as an installer today, what should they be going immediately to the next level cart and adding so that they've always got it on their truck?
The Ring Alarm Pro base station. The kits are great. You can break them out and use them however you want, but the Alarm Pro can be deployed as 12 different things. So whether it's a space issue, it's an add-on issue. Um, Also, it's not fully proven yet, but I can tell you that my Ring Alarm Pro has been running off of a 15-watt PoE adapter without any issue. I don't know that it won't have an issue, but I can say that it might be able to be attached in. So mine would be the Alarm Pro. The second one, honestly,
Yeah.
would be the Spotlight Cam battery with a wired adapter.
Do you know
Because, oh,
do you know
I'm
where I'm
sorry.
using mine? I
Where?
was gonna say this. I have so I moved into a new place. I think you knew this. We're going to be East Coast neighbors. It's
Mhm.
the first time that I've been dealing with mice. First time I've been dealing with mice in the garage, and I
Yep.
hate to say this that I'm using this as the Orkin special. I have a mouse trap that I literally set it up to watch, and daily now it's become a source of entertainment where I'm like, did I
Yeah.
get this little bastard or not? But the other place that I'm using it at right now is I literally, and I'm probably going to go do a hardwired solution. I have another one by the dog door because I'm downstairs
Yeah.
in the basement and I can see when the dogs are coming in and out of the backyard. And it's such an easy solution.
It really is. And I'll tell you, the spotlight cam, and I'll give you one more, right? I used to drive around looking for broken floodlights where I could swap it with a ring floodlight. It was an easy yes. But now I look at that hardwired location. I go, man, if I can get a spotlight camera battery with a hardwire adapter up there, what I end up with is a battery backed up camera above my driveway. So for all the people concerned about catalytic converters and car theft, cool, get the ring car cam and put it in there. But let's put a battery backed up spotlight cam over the driveway, because now we are forced to have the battery backed up network conversation. So, hey, I could put a floodlight up there. It'll work great as long as the power's still on. Would you mind if I made a recommendation? I'm going to put a floodlight up there. I'm going to put a couple of Link devices lights out so that it's the same amount of light as the floodlight would be. But the reason that's important is because power and internet can go out. I want your car and family to still feel safe. They're going to be like, oh, that's not a bad idea. It's actually a little bit cheaper. Now, in order for that to work properly, I would like to put in a battery backed up network from Eero into your home. Really? How would you do that? Well, it's a series of being a professional and having great partners like Eero and Ring. I'll get it squared away for you. By the way, I see that your doorbell is a regular hardwired doorbell. You want me to swap that out for a battery backed up doorbell while I'm here? So for me, if it's not going to be the Ring Alarm Pro, hardwired spotlight cams, because it forces the Eero conversation with battery backup in my mind.
I
So
love it.
that would be mine. That would be the button I push all day long.
So the Pete's pick, you were going to ask me the same thing, but in the interest of time, and Mark's got the big
Yep.
giveaway, the big enchilada.
That's what everybody's waiting for, right?
Which is,
Yep.
but I want him to hear this, Mark. The single best investment that you can make in your truck today and in your crew, if you're a business owner or a project manager that's there, is I would have that 12 pack of Eero PoE 6s. This is the gentleman's solution. This is something that guarantees full margin every time you install it. It's going to do an absolutely great job. It naturally sets up right now for a wired solution. If you'll take advantage, and Mark, I'm going to get you that accessory here, and give me less than 24 hours, Mark, and I'm going to have the accessory option for you and for Dan that's out there. If you, this is, you can have mustard, you can have French mustard all day long. This literally is the Grey Poupon solution here. It's the gentleman's solution. It is full margin. The other thing, though, that I'd say is for anybody that's on this call, if you are doing anything at above 3,000 square feet, Eero Gateway. If you are doing anything for light commercial, Eero Gateway. If you're doing anything for SMB, Eero Gateway. If you're doing anything that requires a PoE camera system, Eero Gateway. That just, if you're pulling cable, Eero Gateway that's out there. Mark, I'm sorry, I'm just seeing the hat for the first time. How awesome is that, buddy?
Yeah, festive. So happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Awesome.
So yeah, no, I
Let's get
appreciate
to it.
you, Pete, and Tommy. Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. And just to reiterate what you said at the beginning, to start this, it was probably going to be early June when these are going to start shipping, and we should be able to take pre-orders for these now. So absolutely reach out to your sales rep if we could start getting these on order for you. Is that right, Pete? You still think early June?
I got Santa's elves working in the off season. See, we went a full 6 months after Christmas because we got them at a discount rate
Right.
there. But I got Santa's elves working really hard
Right.
that are out there. But I'm early June. They're Mark. We're working through our last round of quality control, and we've already had a handful of units matriculate in. We're going to build some inventory. We've done some testing, but early June. Going to be
That's
good.
great. And one more? I had one more question, and I know you've said it a
Yeah,
couple times. Do
go
you
ahead.
mind just typing that phone number into the chat?
I'd love
just
to.
so everybody has it, because it seems that we've gotten that a few times. So I
Awesome.
appreciate you
And
guys
hey,
asking about that.
do me a favor. You've got a really big star on this call right now, Chris Cowdery. Chris, do me a favor if you don't mind. Drop in your email. Sorry, brother. I'm doing that to you now. Drop in your email. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't have your email. But Chris is also really, really good and an asset to Eero. Chris is with the PureTech network, and our factory authorized. I say factory authorized is basically a brother to me. But Chris Cowdery can do a fantastic job as well of answering any questions.
Good.
Concerns,
Yep. And you got we got his
else.
email, and you put the phone number in too. So that's perfect. Thank you.
Good dude with a good tude, knows a lot and has made me better. Mark.
All right,
nothing
so we
makes
got
me
3
happier
minutes
than giving
left, right? So now was what we've been waiting for, and thanks to Tommy for sweetening the pot, for throwing in the the Ring Alarm, right? The Ring Alarm Pro is what you're doing. Wow, okay. So we got a Gateway, got a Ring Alarm Pro, great marriage there. So reach out to your rep as soon as I announce this. But it's actually Kelly in Key West. You're the winner of the Eero Gateway and the Ring Alarm Pro. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're gonna try to have this recorded for you if you want to. I know there was a bunch of people that came in after 10:30, so we'll have this recorded so you could go back and listen for it. And again, I really appreciate you guys joining in. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and we will hopefully talk to you guys soon. We're gonna do plenty more of these in the months to come, and we're also doing our live trainings with the webinars built in our new integrated training facility in Atlanta. So again, thank you guys so much for your time, and we will talk to you soon. Happy Friday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.